No.
Yeah, so you are live.
Okay.
What's up with y'all? What's up, everybody? This is Mark Haynes along with my boy Dalen Mason, one of my best friends in the entire world. And this
That,
is gonna be a new series we gonna do during the playoffs in the fourth quarter of games. Right now, we're watching the Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves is about to get game one easily. And this is what we're gonna call the closers. And
right.
like I said, my boy Dalen Mason right here, D Mace, in
Yo,
his
yo.
in his Lake LA Blue over there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, we always got to keep the Laker blue, you know what I mean? Even though we golden purple, you know, when we bring on that blue, it's a different element. It's a
Man,
different element.
the Timberwolves got the Lakers singing the blues right now.
Man, ain't that the truth? And you know it's bad when Bronny and Connect is closing the game. So they over there looking like they ready for game two already.
Hey, they y'all starting the season like y'all finished, or y'all finishing the season like y'all started. My bad. Y'all
Yeah.
started. This is history right here. Bronny and Bron were the first father-son duo to ever play in an NBA game. Now they're the first father-son duo to play in an NBA playoff game.
And then on top of that, to actually score in the game, everybody actually scratched today. I mean, I got high hopes for him. I hope he do. I think this is our president. You don't see this, and you probably won't see it for another 20, 30 years. So
All right.
I root for him.
This is man. I thought this was gonna be a better game. I thought this was gonna be one of the best games, but
Right.
game one. If you look at Bron historically in game ones, he probably I wouldn't be surprised if he got a losing record.
Right. And you know what? That's funny you say that because I was actually looking at that. Not looking at it, but just going back to LeBron game ones, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, LeBron typically don't start fast. It's very
Right.
rare that he don't start fast. But what he do is he ramp up, and by the time it's time to close, he that man.
Right.
He that
And
man. So hopefully he can wrap up game two and set the stage because I think Luka is Luka. You
right.
know, Reeves is Reeves, but I think when LeBron is LeBron, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just a different type of mindset in a player in general.
Right. Right.
So
Nah,
yeah,
this is I think this is a fill out game. The Timberwolves, they're good, but I don't think they won 17-95. Good. I think the Lakers just played this wasn't a good game or whatever. LeBron wasn't impactful. He'll be
right,
better. Luka,
right.
Luka will continue to be Luka, and then everybody else will just kind of fall in place.
Right,
How
right.
long? How long you think this series go?
I'll be honest. I think to now, after seeing today, I think they'll go six.
So,
I think
okay,
it'll go six.
I thought you was gonna be Shannon Sharp and say five. like,
Man, I about 2 minutes ago I just posted Lakers in five with like the scary face, like I don't know. Cause man, the way I mean, and then again, like you said, it's the first game, it's a fill out game,
uh,
but I think Anthony Edwards is all world, and what Nas Reed showed with his versatility today.
mm-hmm.
I think going down the line, that might be some questions that the Lakers need to be able to answer.
Yeah, it's that. I think six too. I got Lakers in six, even
Right.
though like I just don't think. I think this might have been the best game. This might be the best game the Timberwolves play,
I can
and
see that.
what I mean. But that don't mean that they ain't gonna make this a tough series. But
Right.
they just look good. It was just easy. Everything was easy.
It was outside of that first, maybe what the first maybe 10 minutes, first
Mm-hmm.
quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers looked dominant.
Right.
Outside of that, Minnesota walked away with it, and I don't know if it was a fill out thing for the Minnesota Timberwolves to kind of build up and see what they were playing against. But after that first quarter, I mean, they went on a rampage.
Yeah, it was all Minnesota. Like you said, when Nas Reed got in, like that's it was everybody here in Sac thought Malik Monk should have been sixth man of the year. Nas kind of stole it from him at the end, but
Right.
Nas, you look tonight, man. Like soon as he came in the game, he made an impact, and
Immediately.
that will get you sixth man of the year right there because
Right.
the game changed as soon as he came in.
Right. And him and I think it's McDaniels.
Yeah. Yep.
I think he gave them the initial spark,
Mm-hmm.
and Reeves kind of fell in line with that spark with stretching the floor, shooting from the three.
Yeah.
When he got a little man like Reeves, he posted him up immediately. So you can kind of see that this team ain't just gonna be a walk in the park.
Right. Nah, they well coached. They hungry.
Yeah.
I know Chris Haynes. He's an assistant coach for the Timberwolves. He work a lot with Ant Edwards or whatever. And
okay.
he's one of the guys. They actually talked about him earlier in the game. Like he's one of them guys that add to that dog mentality that Ant got.
Right.
It's gonna be, man. This gonna be a good series. I think we gonna do a couple of more. The closers, those that's just tuning in, I see two people watching right now, but we go do this throughout the whole playoffs. In the fourth quarter, we go pick games, we go live, and we go talk about it. We go talk about us. And,
right.
It's gonna be me and all my boys, my childhood friends, and we gonna have fun. The Lakers didn't make this one fun for us, but
right. But to add to that fun note, so you gonna talk about that time you were trying to dunk in middle school? You was dunking and the ball was getting under the rim.
It was happy about it. That wasn't even getting hung. It was just getting under. I just touched the ball with the rim. That was. I probably wasn't even touching the rim. I probably was touching the net thing because the net the holders used to be below the rim.
Right.
I think I was just jumping into that. Yeah, 8th grade though. That's I don't care. That's impressive.
For 8th grade, right. That is hilarious. I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, he really thought he was actually getting up there, getting ready to dunk. He was pushing the ball under the rim.
Thought I had a chance, bro. It never got there, man. But I see Lil D. Well, he ain't even Lil D. Mason no more.
Right, he big D. Mason now.
Yeah, I see them dunking with ease now.
Man, hey, he is, and you know what? He been working though.
Yeah,
that's the thing I can say. That boy been in the gym every day, 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So like over the spring break, he's been in there in the morning, 7 in the morning. Then he go back for their AAU practice. Then go back for their high school practice. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, but in between time, we'll get in the weights. So he been hungry. He trying to get it.
Yeah. No, that's what's up, man. I gotta catch Neff next season, man.
Yeah.
Or shoot, I probably this summer. I'm sure he'll be out and about the AAU.
Yep, they'll be up that way this summer.
Who he playing with this year?
So he with Jalen Green.
Word. All right, it's a kid out here that's Mason Phillips.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, he playing with them too. He from Sac. I just talked to his dad, George. It's funny.
Okay.
They're related to Calvin Mayo and Pookie and them.
Oh,
yeah. So that's how I ended up connected with them.
That's funny. Now that you say that, now looking back at it and looking at him, he kind of looked like that.
Yeah.
He looked like he can be a offspring of that branch. That's dope. Yeah, that's dope. That's crazy.
Small world.
It is. It really is. And when you really sit back and think about it, you're like, man, he's so connected.
Yeah,
we're so connected, so far connected, but we're so connected all in one.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's dope.
Yeah. So I'll definitely catch them this summer and come check them out and everything.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'll send you the schedule and everything once we get it. Because sometimes they kind of send it out maybe a week before.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're a busy man. You know what I mean? You king's reporter, top reporter. So I
Man.
gotta make sure you get some time ahead to be able to pull away for an hour or two. But yeah, I definitely shoot that to you.
Yeah, nah, for sure. But nah, everybody, we just wanted to jump on real quick and keep our word. This is something we talked about doing, and we go do this.
Right,
Like I said, throughout the playoffs, we go have fun. We go talk about stories that we have, and
man.
and we share with each other. And
Stories of a lifetime.
yeah, and I'm gonna try to get a. I'm gonna get a. We're gonna have some guests on here too. We're gonna have some other
Okay.
guests and get some players and stuff or whatever. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. There you go. I was wondering, I didn't know how to read the comments, but I see it. Could you see
Uh-huh.
comments?
I can't see them from my end. I don't know if I need to hit something on my end, but no, I don't see them.
Yeah, I got to figure. I think I have to put it to where you can see it. But
Okay.
uh, Curtis Glover, my guy of Fresno
Uh,
Hooper, he said he got Golden State versus Rockets, even though
ooh,
Jalen Green the homie. We go do that game tomorrow for sure. And you gonna see a bunch of different faces. You
yeah.
might not see my face sometimes. It might just be the homies or whatever. But
Right.
we gonna rock the whole playoffs. That's a good question. Who you got in that series with the Warriors and the
Houston and
Rockets?
Warriors.
Yeah,
You know what? I think that's gonna be an interesting series. It's like you got OGs versus the young pups.
yeah,
But I like Ime as a coach,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I like the fact that those young boys is taking on his identity.
yeah.
And to go against a team like the Warriors, I think you need that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they go in, if they go in fearless. I think they can shake something up, not just in that series, but through the whole playoffs.
Yeah, man. I was telling people last year when Houston was bad, I was like, man, next year, like they're a playoff team next year. Like
Right, right,
they just had to figure it out. They're young, and
right.
because of that, even though like I agree with you, Ime put the right mindset in them dudes and got them really playing.
Yeah,
I'm going with the Warriors, man. It's hard to bet against Steph, man.
Steph.
Steph,
I agree.
Draymond, and then add Jimmy Butler, man. Jimmy is like, how it ain't the same, but at times it feel that way. Like when KD was with the Warriors,
Yeah,
they felt, what I mean, they seemed unbeatable because
right,
they're so, that offense was so powerful. It was like they was
right,
just
right,
blowing people out the water. But with
right.
Jimmy, it's like different. But they just, man, they're so good. They're
And,
so smart.
and you
And
know what? And not to cut you off, my
no,
bad.
yeah, go ahead.
That's something that's it's kind of going under the radar. I don't know if you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
You rarely hear about that trio,
Yeah,
Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond, which
yeah,
is something to actually kind of really think about, because as I'm thinking about this, I'm looking at the Rockets, but I'm forgetting that Jimmy Butler is on that team.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, me personally, I think now that I say that, I'm gonna take the Warriors in this series. I'm gonna take the Warriors in this series.
Yeah, like that experience and just like, man, Jimmy, man, and like he go under the radar. He's not somebody that like
Yeah,
stands every night, but
right.
yeah, I mean, I got the Warriors in a hard fought 6 games. I got them in
Ooh,
6. Got Warriors in 6, but
okay,
hey,
okay.
maybe this is Jalen's breakout
Breakout.
playoff season. I would like to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially for the home team.
yeah, no doubt. Fresno.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Jalen Green take that step into that superstar
Mm-hmm.
level.
Because this is the
'Cause-
time to do it. If he could get Houston and all them other young dudes, if he could get them and be the leader and get them to a conference finals, You
They're
know what I'm
gonna be
saying?
a problem.
That'll be big for his career. That'd be big for the Rockets' confidence, and
Right,
if just getting past Steph and the Warriors.
right.
Like if they could beat them, I think the
Oh,
rest of the West like really have to take them serious. 'Cause I think people
for
think
sure.
they're good, but I don't think they worried about Houston. I think
Right,
they think they
right,
too young, too inexperienced, blah blah blah. But if they beat the Warriors, because the Warriors are the most experienced,
right,
team in the playoffs.
right.
If they could beat them, that's gonna give them a whole bunch of confidence moving forward.
I agree because that's the narrative everybody's kind of taking with
Yep.
the Rockets. They young, they
Yep.
young. They not ready. They need another star. They need this. They need that. But I don't know because the way they play as a collective, and then having someone like a Jalen Green,
Mm-hmm.
that's a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they get the Warriors in the series, regardless of what they do the second round,
Mm-hmm.
they gonna open up some eyes to the NBA and then those free agents that's supposed to be on the block next summer.
Right. Right. The summer about to be crazy. The sun, free
Right.
and all that. See, we said the Kings need to get Trae Young. They need a point guard.
The
It,
King.
it, it makes sense. That's what the comment says. The Kings need to go after Trae Young. Trae Young in Sacramento would be wild because he would add flash to the team, and
Right.
I think they'll love him here. Be
Okay.
interesting. I never thought of that, but
Right. How would you think he would fit in a team like the Kings?
so offensively, I think the Kings will be. I think they'll be better for sure. I think they'll be really, really good offensively.
Okay.
But the Kings have been so bad defensively, and bringing Trey
Would
would,
only add to it.
it only add to it or whatever. Like, it is no, no knock on him, but you're not really looking for Trey to, be a lockdown defender. You looking for him to,
Right.
do his thing offensively, be the facilitator. I think he led the league in assists. He would lead
Right.
the league in assists again.
Right.
The
Right.
Kings score a lot of points, so that's the more you score, it's hard to beat a team that score a lot of points. But
For sure.
if you try and get to the next level, you got to be able to lock down on D at times when needed.
Right. And that's that old saying, right? You've been hearing it for years. Defense win championships.
Yeah, yeah,
Offense sell tickets, defense win championships.
yep. And that's what it is. That's
Right.
that's what Sacramento been doing. That's what they did this season. They're scoring. They lost a lot of games, but now they got the new GM in here, Scott Perry. So
Okay.
he got his work cut out for him or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
I'm interested in like what he gonna do. He got DeMar under the next 2 years basically for like 25 million. Zach LaVine getting paid 45, 46 million or something like that.
Lord
So
have mercy. Blessing.
Sabonis, like they got a lot of big contracts that they got to deal with. So
Right.
it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on. So I appreciate that question because I
Yeah,
ain't
for sure.
really thought about it yet.
Right, right. So with that, what do you think they're gonna go with the coaching position? You think they're gonna continue to rock with Christie? Is
Mm,
that something that's
I I think I think people are. I think it's a good chance that Doug gets a shot, but I feel like if they did, I think he would be on a like real short leash,
mm,
a real
mm,
short leash.
right,
And
right,
is that you know is that fair? To him, would he want that? Would
right,
he want that
right,
job? I know he wants the position, but just in understanding it may be a short leash if he gets it. You know,
right,
is it worth it at that point? Because
right.
the Kings, they're not in a rebuild situation, but they're in a situation where they're expected to win games. And that's kind of like, Mike Brown got a whole extension coming into the season. and get fired a couple months later with that
midway.
extension.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
was
So, yeah, I don't know. I know, Doug was around. He's always been around the organization, and Scott Perry
right.
was around back in 2017 when they drafted De'Aaron. So I'm sure they have a relationship, but
Right. At the
if
end of the day, it's about wins and losses.
it's about wins and losses, so who knows? I'm sure we go find out soon. But I think Doug had. I would say it's like I think Doug has like a 60% chance
Okay.
of keeping. I think it's slightly more than 50, but
Right.
probably like a 60% chance. But I know the way things moving, how they fired Monty McNair and then hired Scott Perry the
Uh-huh.
very next day. I know they gonna get that coaching thing sorted out quick.
Quick. Right. Right. And that has to be a tough position for Christie because he's been with the Kings, not
Yeah,
just playing, but with the organization, probably longer than what he's been playing with the organization.
yeah.
So that's
And
it.
And
You
he
start
love
to
he love he loves Sacramento. He loves
right.
Sacramento. And
Right.
Sacramento love him. So that's
Right.
that's the thing. Like it's gonna be a awkward if they do depart. It'll be an
Right.
awkward departure, and I wonder if they moved them, they would move them to like a front office role, like assistant GM or something,
Right.
whatever. But man, he got dealt. This was a tough season. This is a tough season.
Yeah, yeah, and it makes me go back and ask myself like, did you think that he was even? I mean, I guess when you get in those positions, you're always ready. You should always prepare yourself to be ready for anything.
Right.
But to be in that position, do you think he was like, in a way, hoping
Mm-hmm.
maybe if something like this happened to become a head coach, or you think he was just like, I'm cool with this position where I'm at. I'm like seeing it from this vantage point in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to the head coach. I wonder
That
how that
that
is.
that's a good question. That's a good question. There's definitely, people always kind of they talk about that, but it's not. That's a good question. Did he know eventually he would get a shot at being the head coach?
Right, right, right,
Because if so, like you would have to be prepared for this moment and ready.
right,
I
right,
would think like just any of us, we're all competitive in anything. Once as a player or a coach,
right,
you're competitive and you want the best. Everybody, like if you playing, you want to win MVP. You don't want to
right,
just be on the team. You want to win a championship. So if you
for
coaching
sure.
at any level, I would imagine you want that head coaching
That
spot.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Right, right. In
yeah,
your mind, you already kind of preparing yourself just in case something happens.
right,
I'll go this way, that way, this way, that way. Yeah,
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, how he got the job, and it was nothing
Yeah.
on him, but it was just ugly. Like Mike Brown on his way to the airport, to
Oh,
get fired on over the phone, and they in a losing streak, and De'Aaron Fox want to trade, and
bad timing.
yeah, it was just ugly.
Bad
And,
timing.
like at after the last game, when we was asking Doug at the press conference, he was
Mhm.
like. I asked him, has he dealt with anything like this throughout his career? He was like, man, not as a player, not as
No,
a
coach.
announcer, you know,
Uh,
nothing. He was like, I've never seen anything like this. And dude, it was a crazy year. It was a crazy year.
yeah, yeah.
But
And especially to come off the year last year, like that wasn't just nothing to sneeze at.
yeah,
That was like a year where Sacramento was coming into that prominence. You
right,
know what I mean? Like, oh no, Sacramento was for real.
right.
And then for that to happen, and then you kind of I guess when you watch it from outside in, you're seeing the losing streak come on. You starting to hear De'Aaron say little things,
Yeah,
which I don't think I've ever heard him say anything
right,
in about coaching strategies, nothing.
right.
And then for that to happen is like, I guess in a way you see it, but then you start thinking about all the other variables. Well, you just gave Brown an extension.
Mm-hmm.
You just gave this dude some money. You brought De'Aaron to not De'Aaron, but DeRozan
Oh yeah,
to
yeah,
kind of be a part of that other offensive
right.
you know score to help out with the team. And then to see that, it was like, hold on, whoa, it takes you back. Like, hold on, are we going to a rebuild? What we doing? What's going on? Yeah, that was interesting to see.
So quick, it happened so quick that, like, this whole season, it felt like at some point things was gonna click, and it just never happened. And then, like, towards the end of the year, it's like, dang, it's really over.
Right.
But now we'll see what they got next season. But you know what I mean. I'm gonna let you get back to the family, man. And
oh man, same you.
Yeah, we go do this tomorrow, guys. And like I said, every day, every playoff game, not every playoff game, but we go pick a game every day during the playoffs. You may see Dalen here, you may see me or some other people, but we go do the fourth quarter, and this is gonna be called the closers, because we go close out every game. And the teams that's playing, they ain't gonna come out with a win, but we is, because we gonna win every day.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We gonna have fun.
Right.
Talk stories and get to know each other and have fun with it. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share the channel. We appreciate it. We're gonna see what we can do with this thing.
Right on. All right. I'll let you tell the family I said hello. Love you, big bro.
Yeah, love you too, fam.
Bye. Bye.